Waterbed Mart half-price sale was over on Sunday, but the demand was back on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday until finally the boss said, do it again. Backed by popular demand, the half-price marathon sale continues. $300 waterbeds are half-price, $400 waterbeds are half-price, and water bedroom sets for the kids are still half-price too. It all ends Sunday night where even if you come in last, you'll still be a winner at the Waterbed Mart.
My distinguished colleague and I would like to demonstrate what to look for in a color TV. In particular, the new Sony Trinitron TVs now with the micro-black screens. Watch closely. Micro-black gives you blacker black and whiter white. In all modesty, it's the sharpest, clearest picture in the history of Trinitron. See the difference at your Sony dealer. Once you do, choosing a color TV should be as simple as black and white.
WGN Basketball brings you the finals of the Illinois Classic tonight at 10:30 here on Channel 9.
Illinois State won 22 and lost 8 a year ago. The young Redbirds are rebuilding this year. They're 2-2, splitting 4 home games coming into this one tonight. And most of their hopes will be featured with his 7-foot center, Bill Braxick, who is averaging 15.3 a game. Live from the horizon in Rosemont, Illinois, the Depaul Blue Demons meet the Illinois State Redbirds.
Depaul Basketball is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Beechwood 80 for that green, crisp taste. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Your neighborhood True Value hardware stores. Your Chicagoland Toyota dealers. The Friendly Skies is United Airlines. The Chicago Tribune, a great city deserves a great newspaper. And the Illinois State Lottery. A lot of people have already won Millions Flag Lotto. You could be next. Auto, it's a big deal.
With all you have to do this time of year, relax. Let someone else do the cooking. Kentucky Fried Chicken. And make it easy on yourself. Bring home plenty of delicious Kentucky nuggets when friends drop by. Have a happy holiday with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, now, personally, my venture capital is in the smaller high-tech industry. Now is the time to retrench with conservative loot. I just try a speculative venture with low investment and high possible returns. Petroleum futures? Any stocks. Yeah. For a lot of things. Big deal. We're talking high finance here. I'm talking maybe $6 million or so. Anybody here clear that much lately? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go to the stock now.
Lotto. It's a big deal.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Joe McConnell. My buddy here, another fellow Hoosier, Johnny Mengelt. We're all set to bring you tonight's game between the Depaul Blue Demons, unbeaten, 2-0, against Illinois State. They have split 4 home games. They were not really, they're a little bit disappointed to be 2-2 coming in here tonight. But Depaul is not healthy tonight. Marty Embry will miss this ball game with some back spasms. Ramon Lampley, the other co-captain, will start. And T. Green, one of the 3 fabulous freshmen coming in tonight, John, will start in place of Rodney Strickland. Well, you know, some people may think T. Green's starting to play the Strickland because of his finger problem. I think Joey Myers putting him in the ball game because he's more intense, more aggressive, and they got a lot of points against Northern by making Northern turn the ball over in the first half defensively. I think he's looking for more of that tonight, and T. Green's the guy who can do that. Well, Green, a very active player, a physical player, and we'll probably see a lot of Stanley Brundy, who scored 11 points in his first outing in that 45-point bombing at St. Francis here the other night. The Demons have fared very well against Illinois State. They've won 7 of the last 8 since Bob Donowell has been there. But the Redbirds have been tough, even though this is a rebuilding year. We'll be back with the starting lineups tonight. Tip-off in just a moment.
Most newspapers don't have their own foreign correspondents. Most newspapers don't have a Washington bureau. They'll keep as many columnists and local reporters on staff. But Chicago has always been known as a great newspaper town, and as a Tribune. A great city deserves a great newspaper. The Chicago Tribune.
This bus for all that you do. You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, so let the love know. You keep the country flowing, and you make America work. This bus for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bus for you.
A look at the horizon. A decent crowd on hand tonight, but far from a sellout, although we were told that about 2,000 Redbird backers were coming up from Bloomington Normal tonight to help back the Redbirds against the Depaul Blue Demons. Overall in this series, Depaul has a 12-2 edge. They lost only twice. Last year, at Illinois State, they were successful, 84-71. But Lou Stefanovic, who was the leading gunner here, go with 27 against Depaul, and the 17.5-point average, along with two other starters, are gone until Donowald has to rebuild this year. And he's got a lot of youngsters on this club, Johnny, and some of them are from Indiana.
Well, he's got only one senior on the club, and, that's William Anderson. He plays about 15 minutes a game. And one of the things that I think Donowald does well, though, is when he has a weaker team, he'll stay in the game. He'll try to make Depaul play his game a little slower.
Well, he was an assistant coach in Indiana for several years under Bobby Knight, and whether he followed in Knight's footsteps or not, he'd tell you no. But at the same time, all of Bobby's assistants who have gone on as head coaches have that stamp somewhere.
I think also that you'll see Bill Brasic, he's out of Flanagan, Illinois. I think you'll see him play a bigger role in tonight's game simply because he's 250 pounds. I think Depaul is going to miss Marty Embry a little bit more than they think, simply because of the beat. Taking nothing away, obviously, from Comedy, who's getting about 11.5 rebounds a game, and Lamone Lampley is playing very well. But I'll tell you, sometimes you can't make up for that beat.
That's true. Marty's not a scoring threat, but he's an excellent rebounder and a good defender in the paint. And Lamone Lampley, who is a better shooter, doesn't have that pulse, and he'll have to try to battle backstick off the boards. But there's the key. Of course, Dallas Comedy is the key to any success that Paul's going to have this year, and he is off to a sensational start in this his junior year.
Well, he looks like he's playing a little bit more loose. He looks like he's taking some shots that he hesitated on taking last year. And one thing you know, Joe, is you start thinking about shooting the ball, you usually don't shoot it very well. And, of course, when you're scoring, it seems to make everything else come a little easier. You seem to get those 2 more rebounds because you're a little more aggressive, and you'll take another chance. You seem to get more block shots because you'll go after a shot you might not ordinarily go after if the ball's not going in the basket. For some reason, as a player, if you're a scorer, everything seems to be better if your ball is going in the hoop.
Well, let's hope that Lamone can have a good performance here tonight. There's Coach Joey Meyer in his second year as the head man, having replaced his legendary father. And Joey's record now, since he became the mentor at Depaul, is 21-10 for the 2-0 start this year. Here are our officials tonight. On the left, Burl Sell of the Big Ten. Eric Harmon from Brookston, Indiana. We've both known him a long time. He's in the middle, also representing the Big Ten. And Tom O'Neill on your right from the Missouri Valley.
As far as you're not concerned, if he's from Indiana, he knows the game, right?
That's right. Our matchups tonight, Tony Hollifield and Derek Sanders will be the forwards for Illinois State. Now, Hollifield has a 12.3 average. He'll be wearing number 45. And Derek Sanders at 6'6", a junior wearing number 35, averaging 8 points a game, and he's the leading rebounder for the Redbirds, just under 7 caroms a game. Billy Braxton, the 7-foot, 250-pound junior center wearing number 54, and William Anderson, number 25, and Matt Caphorn, number 34, in the backcourt. Caphorn has averaged 9 points a game.
I think one of the things that you'll see tonight is that even without Embry, I think Joey thinks he can control the boards, and he'll still be a lot quicker. I think he'll try to pick up the tempo a little bit. Of course, Illinois State, I'll tell you right now, the score with 10 minutes to go in the first half the other night was 6-5 in favor of Wisconsin and Green Bay. So they're going to try to slow it down. They're going to try to probably make Depaul play their game a little bit slower. The fewer times up and down the floor, the better chance Illinois State has here tonight.
Lampley, 9.5 points and 5 rebounds, starting at center tonight. Thomas Jason Holmes at the forward, and Tony Jackson and freshman Terrence Seagreen in the backcourt for Depaul, set to go. And accommodated, comes center with Billy Braxton, and Tony Jackson comes up with it for the Blue Demons. Pete Green, in his first start, 6'4", 190 freshman from Central High School in Flint, came from the same alma mater as Marty Embry.
Of course, Illinois State will play a real intense man-to-man, typical of the Bobby Knight Great Club.
Jackson drives the baseline. Won't go, but he drew the foul, apparently on Caphorn. Matt Caphorn is 6'5", blonde-headed sophomore from Pekin, Illinois. One of the wing player.
One of the things when you play aggressive man-to-man, sometimes you don't get the heat help from the weak side. You see number 35, Derek Sanders, didn't react quick enough, wasn't watching the ball, he was watching his man probably too much. And Jackson got in there on the play. Good aggressive move by Jackson. I'd like to see him go to the basket a lot more. He's strong, he's big, he can get up over some of those big guys.
Tony is 6'5" and a senior. 5.5 points in the first 2 games this year. In and out with a free throw. He's 1 out of 3 now this evening. Tony has struggled. Joey and the rest of his staff would really hope that this senior makes his mark in his final year as a swing player. He missed the second free throw. Lampley with a rebound. He scores. A little Lampley.
I heard they're in a time and one press.
And goes the turnover as the Redbirds can't get the ball in bounds. And so Depaul gets it back, leading 2-0 on Lamone Lampley's foul.
Well, Illinois State's had more turnovers in all 4 games than their opponent. One of the things they've had trouble doing is bringing the ball up the floor against the press.
Lamone Lampley, the co-captain from Vocational High here in Chicago, the trigger man, inbounds to Kevin Holmes, who hands to Terrence Green. Pete Green on the right wing to Comagene. Top of the key to Lampley. In the corner to Jackson underneath Comagene. Reverse switching Lampley rolls it in. 4-0.
Very nice execution. Comagene's on a good screen. Got in front of his man, posted him up very nicely. Good speed.
Down quickly, the shot from the left side goes in by Derek Sanders, who's unmolested on that. He pull up 12-footer, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Demons.
I don't think Lamone Lampley found his man on that play. He's got to find him if he's playing that man-to-man. Nobody's going to help him.
Jackson wanted to go back door with the alley-oop to Comagene, but Dallas comes out on the left wing to take the pass instead. Out of Pete Green, who will set it up for the offense. 4-2, Demons leading in the early stages.
Good smart move. They didn't have anything. It was kind of jumbled up, so they reset it.
Holmes with a low baseline jumper, runs out from 8. Ball knocked loose. Comagene can't find a handle, and the Demons kick it out of bounds.
No problem. He had 2 guys going after the ball. That's better than none. I'd rather see that happen than that Redbird pick the ball up, I'm sure.
Joey up, telling him to settle down a little bit. Caphorn and William Anderson, a 5'11" senior from Chittard High School in Indianapolis. He's the point guard. He brings it across the timeline for the Redbirds. Sanders out of the left corner again. This time runs out from 18. Caphorn with a rebound. Anderson, passed off instead of taking the shot, and surprised Sanders with it.
I think he's a little too far out.
Blackpick muscles in for the left side. Goal. Only Jackson with a rebound. And he's bumped to the backcourt. He's called for palming the ball.
You rarely see a palm, but I think he walked in the beginning of that transition.
I think you're right.
So if he just had a half a palm, they were going to call it.
Bobby Donald and his staff across the way.
Illinois State looking very, very aggressive on the boards. They're using some of that beef in there. Of course, they've out-rebounded their opponents 3 out of 4 times this season.
Young ball club and their top recruit, 6' Kenneth J. Teagle from Indiana, Scholastic Champions Marion High School, has a broken stress fracture in the foot. Will miss the first 6 weeks of the season, although they're not going to redshirt him. Teagle 6'10", 240.
And my friend Bill Green coaches that Marion team. He's won quite a few championships and is on top again.
Yep, they're one of the favorites again this year. They've won 4 titles.
One of the best teams in the country, supposedly.
Get low, post left back, click double team.
Good help by Jackson down low.
Caphorn on the left wing. Up to Anderson, they swing it to Sanders. 18-foot jumper. Rebound comes down to Comagene. The ball with a 4-2 lead. Pete Green runs the dribble down the right side of Jackson. Baseline to Lamone. He wasn't ready, and Caphorn comes up with it after it was tipped away.
I think Lamone has got to get better position down there, stronger position.
Sanders on the left wing. Boy, Lamone gives him the whole left side to shoot from. Caphorn, right side to Anderson. Baseline jumper. Air ball. Good football controlled by Sanders. Fires to the left corner. He's not bashful. He runs off short. Braxton came down with it. We got a foul. Richie foul on Lamone Lampley. And right now, the Demons are getting boxed away from that Indiana State board.
Right. Illinois State is doing a great job on the boards. Like we saw at the front, they got a lot of beef under there. They're an aggressive bunch of kids, and they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. They got to box out.
Like I said, Indiana State, Illinois State. We'll see the Sycamores in Terre Haute later on this year.
You're going to Indiana on the parade.
Jumper by Caphorn. Won't go. 20-footer from the left corner, and Lampley with a rebound. Here come the Demons. Still leading 4-2. Green almost turned it over. Jackson rolls into the left side. Baseline jumper. Good off the glass. Tough angle for a bank shot. Tony Jackson's first 2. 6-2 Depaul. Well, Illinois State and Indiana State, both members of the proud Missouri Valley, will be talking with their commissioner at halftime. Shot by Sanders in and out. Nice follow by Depaul.
A lot of offensive rebounds. I'm sure Joey's going to come in with somebody here. He's not very happy, obviously, with the Illinois State offensive rebound.
We talked about the early Depaul victory at Bloomington Normal last year. Tom Taphorn has really looked bad. Yep, alley-oop underneath the Lamar Lampley for a second basket.
Looks like Tony Jackson is in this ballgame. He's had a couple nice passes and a couple good moves to the basket. He's got a hoop. Hopefully he's in the ballgame tonight.
Hollifield, first time he's touched the ball. In and out from 12. Ball knocked loose. Hollifield gets it right back in the paint and hits it on the three-footer and is fouled on the play.
Well, there's another offensive rebound. Might have to suit Marty Embry up at halftime. Let's take a look at it. There, you're going to get it on the follow. Good aggressive play there and just puts it right back up. Nice play. I mean, that's nothing but being aggressive and getting after it.
Second team foul on the Demons.
Hollifield from Oak Park, Michigan, will go to the line for the three-point play.
6'7", 212-pound sophomore. 12.3, the only other player other than Braxton to average in double figures, and he gets a three-point play there.
You know, this is kind of uncharacteristic of a Bob Donowall team. I mean, they're putting it up.
Well, of course, with the 45-second shot clock, he can't be quite as good. Strickland in there now. Good with that again. His baseline pass, and Comagese is hammered as he goes up from the left side of the rim.
Good look. Now, see, that's what happens when a guy sets a good screen. Comagese goes down, sets the screen. His man tries to help a little bit, just turns his head. He's out of the picture here. There's the screen taking place. He sneaks behind it and gets the ball. Good move by Dallas.
Foul on Braxton. The fouls are even at two apiece. We got a timeout here with Depaul leading Illinois State 8-7.
There's big fun in Orlando this winter, and United can take you to it. With the most non-stops every day. Little people love our big schedule to Orlando.
United shine to Florida. Shine on Sunday shine. Shine, shine, shine. Shine, shine, shine.
Everybody wants a trouble-free car, but these trouble spots can affect your vehicle and the cost to maintain it. Toyota owners tell a different story. Every year, the leading consumer magazine compares vehicle repairs from almost 500,000 owners. Once again, owners of Toyota, cars, trucks, and vans reported the fewest repairs, making them the most trouble-free. Better than Nissan, Honda, Chevy. Get more trouble-free driving at your Toyota dealer now. Who can ask for anything more?
Shop from True Value Hardware Store's Hardware Gift Circular this Christmas and watch the home improvement happen all year long. For just $9.99 each, you can get these Master Mechanic tools. Choose the 30-foot power tape rule with toggle locks, the 4-piece home file kit, or the Master Mechanic electric glue gun with solid state circuitry. And the Servest 5-piece ratcheting box wrench set is also only $9.99 in the Hardware Gift Circular and at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
All right, on the common foul against Braxton, baseline left. It'll be Depaul's ball inbounds. I thought that Comagese might have been able to go to the free throw line, but they called the foul before he went up for the shot. Baseline left, Terrence Green will inbound the ball. Watch Strickland, the other freshman at guard, is in there now. Holmes on the left wing out front too. Letting Rod Strickland. You can see that right middle finger of his hand, okay? Got an infection, and Pollard is shooting the ball handler. Oh, Lampley out front. Tries to bounce one through the forest and gets it to Holmes and rolls one off. Comagese can't find a handle. It comes out to Strickland.
Comagese just proved there how important standing height is. You know, when you get a lot of guys on the board, sometimes you can't jump. The guy who stands the highest, he's going to end up getting a lot of rebounds.
Strickland from behind the glass at the corner of the board and drew the foul on number 25, William Anderson, the senior point guard. His first and the third team foul against Illinois State.
Joey called Strickland a finesse player. Joey would like to see a little more of this aggressiveness probably going to the basket. You can draw fouls. Most places that would have been a shooting foul, not tonight.
Inbounds pass, back to Strickland. Strickland from the Bronx, played at Oakville Academy, south of Wilson, Virginia, where they turned into quite a basketball plant.
1-4 set.
Malone,
a lot of action off of it that time. Usually want to see the pin downs and the screens on this 1-4 set.
Strickland at the point, takes it to the left side. Up front to Green.
Good weak side help on Comagese.
Strickland had it knocked loose and thrown by Anderson on the way up. Here comes William Anderson across the timeline for the Redbirds. They could take the lead this trip, down by 1. Sanders has put up about 5 long-range shots already. Caphorn on the left side.
When in doubt, shoot, right?
Open Hollowfield, 18-footer. Short off the rim to the right, and Talmadge's above the rim, yanks it down. Thomas pass to Strickland, runs it right down the middle. Nice bounce pass, feeds the hole for the slam jam.
Strickland's hand is really bothering him. Although he made a nice play on that particular pass, it's really bothering. You can see him looking at it. Great bounce pass, 3-on-2 fast break. He waited right to the right time.
Sanders out front to Anderson, 20-footer. Good. He rattled in one. He's shooting only 24% on 5 of 21 before that one fell.
Well, I'm sure that's why Strickland didn't come out and pick him up. Joey probably said let him shoot out there. And I think if you let him shoot out there all game, it'll play to your advantage.
He Green takes Caphorn in the air. Takes that hooker and scores from the right side.
Good solid move by Green.
8-point average for the young freshman from Flint. First deuce tonight. 12-9 in favor of Depaul. Anderson out front. Hollowfield on the left wing. Working around to Caphorn. Much improved player, Caphorn. Baseline, Anderson. Hot fires again, in and out. And the ball is slipped right out of there by Holmes. That looks past at D. Green. 2 men back to Illinois State. Harris to the baseline. Oh, he short-armed one. Rebound Strickland. Didn't go off the glass, and Hollowfield comes out of there with it.
Right now, Depaul, despite the rebounding disadvantage, is keeping Brasic out of the game offensively. He's yet to score, so they must be doing a good job helping each other out down there.
Hollowfield tries to go inside to Brasic, and he got a hand in his back from Kevin Holmes, his first third against Depaul.
That's just a little love tap on the play. I didn't foul him that bad.
No, that's let him know he was here. Illinois State ball, baseline right, under their own basket. Caphorn will inbound the ball. And here comes the first substitution for Bobby Dunawald. Coming in is number 53, John Pemberton, a 6'9", 220-pound freshman from Bloomingdale. Lake Park High School, averaging 2.5 points a game.
Okay, they're going to add about 2-3 inches and 20 pounds on that play. He wants a little more beef in there. Hollowfield only 6'7", 210.
Anderson out back of the ball.
Depaul is zone, 2-3 zone. Always when the ball's taken out on their defensive end of the floor.
Anderson, the only senior on this club. Caphorn back to Anderson. Top of the circle, double team. Bucket Simmons, he walks and he turnover, gives it back to Depaul.
Well, it shouldn't be a surprise to Illinois. You know, sometimes when teams switch defenses, it catches the offense by surprise. So, you know, scouting reports like they are, they know that Depaul's going to play zone every time the ball's taken out on a violation.
Strickland. Top of the team now to home. Inside pass to Tony Jackson, double-triple team. Puts up the shot, comes down way short. Sanders with a rebound. He tried to put that up amongst the whole forest of arms with red jersey. Caphorn, left side of the lane, around Green. Oh, that's off the glass. And brought down by Talmadge. Apparently didn't tap it on the board. That would have been goaltending. Strickland knocked in the 6-footer at the other end.
Well, with that, it was a great play by Talmadge. He timed it just right. One of the things that I'm sure Joyer likes to see him do, because this is what happens. Everybody's under the hoop, and you ignite a fast break.
That's 6 block shots on the year for Talmadge, who's only 28 short of the all-time Depaul record. And there's a push-off offensively against Brasic, and that's the big guy's second foul.
Well, I'm sure Joey thinks Kevin Holmes is the best defensive player. He's doing a nice job, very aggressive. Kevin is strong enough to play with Brasic, much quicker, and they're trying to keep him from getting the ball in the pivot. They're fronting. He's getting some help weak side, both from Talmadge and Lampley.
Well, there's been some talk about possibly somebody from the NFL drafting Holmes as a possible tight end candidate. Strickland baseline jumper. This time will go, but it's tipped by Jackson right back to Lightning Rod. In trouble, brings it up. The ball leading by 5. 12:15 to go here in the first half at the Horizon in Rosemont, Illinois, the home of the Demons.
First when the shot occurs, the clock is reset.
Talmadge flashed as he goes up right side of the rim. This time they get up there.
Well, Talmadge does a nice job and has been taught real well over the summer, it looks like, to really hold his man off. See him hold his man off there and giving Strickland the avenue to throw the ball down there. Nice bounce pass by Strickland, and Talmadge is going to get fouled a lot and get a lot of boosts if he holds his man off offensively.
Out, John Pemberton in Tony Hollowfield was out for just a breather, and also in is Todd Starks, number 33, a 6'3" freshman from Fort Wayne South High School.
You know what happens a lot of times is, you know, the big guys will stand out there and call for the ball, but they won't really have good position. Their defensive man will have a fronting position or have his hand out there, and the guard's afraid to throw it down because he throws it away, the coach shoots him out. When you spread out like that and hold your man off, the guards, they'll love to pass you the ball.
Dallas hits his first free throw of the game. That gives him 11 of 15 on the year. Second on the way. Good. He knocks in a pair, and he's got 4 points.
There's a diamond and 1 press.
Talmadge's off to a great start, averaging 23 with 11.5 boards in the first 2 games.
Good job.
Yep. Nice job by Anderson getting the ball across the timeline to start.
That's what you got to do. You got to split that double team, step right through it, and hit the ball in the middle of the floor, and you can break a press down.
Even 5-7. Redbirds working it out front. Sanders to start from the left corner. Left leg with it now. Looking inside, they're covering up Blackfoot. And the ball is tipped away. Yes, Holmes wouldn't let him go where he wanted to go. They threw it away. We have another timeout. 11:43 left to go here in the first half at Rosemont. Depaul 16, Illinois State 9.
Setting off to find America. Gonna take my own sweet time to find America.
Kodachrome VR film, capturing America in all its glorious colors.
And everywhere I see, people smiling back at me, so glad to be in America.
Kodak film, as time goes by.
Experience the supernatural. A TV in so light, it fills the room with its presence. With stereo TV sound and CompuFocus video optics, the Panasonic Omniseries Color TV is a phenomenal experience. From Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Bonjour. I think you know who I am, but I don't think you know my work. Look at it. It's extraordinary. Thin, accurate, and very beautiful, no? It was made by LaSalle. LaSalle. Someday this name will be as famous as mine, and I won't need me anymore. Au revoir.
LaSalle, for women like Catherine Deneuve and men like you.
16-9, Depaul. And there's Jake Smith of our WGN TV sales staff.
Mr. Sales.
At least that's when he says he's working. He's supposed to be selling.
So he's going out to lunch and out to dinner and out.
Got back from the Cup cruise. Must be nice.
Gee, what the hell? Are you kidding? That's somewhere else I'd want to go, right?
Holmes, top of the key, left side, carrot screen open for the 15-footer, and it won't go in. And covered by Howfield. Well, Depaul now shooting 50-50 on 7 of 14 after Green missed that shot. Illinois State 4 of 15, that's just over 26%. Another shot was put up by Sanders. Howfield, right side of the corner to Anderson. Takes the jumper over Strickland, air ball short, and Braxic puts it in with the right hand, couldn't bring it in, lost it out of bounds. Here comes the lone back in for Depaul. We got a breather. Looks like Joey's going to rotate the front three as Holmes goes out for a rest.
Well, Holmes has done a nice job on Brassic. He's kept him out of there most of the time defensively and really hadn't allowed him to get a whole lot of offensive rebounds. So he's done a pretty good job on Brassic. He's done it, even though he hadn't scored a lot here tonight.
Demons 10-9 off the board. Leslie out front against Braxic. Cross court to pass to Talmadge. Shovels back to Lamone. Almost walked with it, but hauled it in. Now gets it out back.
Looks like Dallas is finding out that you can get good shots if you set good screens.
Lamone that way, knocks in a looping 8-footer baseline right. That's his third basket. And the co-captain from Chicago, vocational at 6.
Always tell when a guy's confident, never hesitates, just puts it right up.
Depaul
in a 2-3 zone now.
They've lengthened the lead from 8 to 7 to 18 to 9. There's a jumper by Stark. His own shot puts up the 4-footer and rolls it out to the left. Howfield tips it to Sanders. Boy, Illinois State still getting a lot of second, third shots.
I'm not a big fan of the zone defense, especially when I got to hit 18 to 9 playing man-to-man, especially when my team isn't rebounding well. You want to make responsibility to guys to block guys out.
Sanders. That's his second shot. He's put up a bunch. 18-11. We closed in on the halfway point of half number 1 here. And we get a foul away from the ball.
There's Brassic trying to get good position down there. You see the two twin towers, Talmadge and Lampley, all around him. They're trying to keep him from getting good position and getting ball down there. Good job with helping defense by Depaul.
The foul was on Stark, his first, and the 16th foul on the Redbirds of Illinois State. One more, and Depaul will go to the line. 10:02 left to go in the first half. Strickland takes the inbound pass on the left wing. And heavy traffic gives it out back to Comedy.
Most big guys want to play guard, don't they?
The little guys want to play big guys. Green and Strickland, the two freshmen, manning the backcourt. Jackson on the right wing. The ball pops out high. Well, backs way off him now. Strickland on the left side. Green open, but goes back on the weak side to Jackson into the paint. Lost it on the way up. Comedy sits it out back. They're going to have to hurry. Well,
a lot of time left on the clock. 15 seconds.
Baseline right.
He walked. Little cha-cha there. He had trouble controlling the pass, and he took a little extra stride there when he tried to straighten himself out to shoot the jump shot. Good call.
Redbird basketball, 9:29 to go. First half, Bobby Donowall facing his bench across the way. Won 145 and lost 66 as the head man of the Redbirds after leaving Bobby Knight's staff in Indiana. And speaking of Indiana, they're playing that backyard battle with Kentucky tonight without their sharpshooter. There's a pass underneath, and it's thrown away by Strickland. Comedy's almost picked it off. Rod glides down the left side. Goes up with a bad hand, followed by Lepley's wrist, and I think Lamone's going to be on the back.
Here's that steal. Depaul's doing a very nice job helping each other defensively tonight. There it is. Strickland coming down, stripping the ball, doing a nice job, but he's still having a lot of trouble with his finger, and he's having to shoot a palm ball. You see him? He can't release it off his fingertip, which all good shooters do. He's kind of pushing it up off his palm, and he's a little frustrated right now.
Now, Holmes comes back into the game, and his left hand is heavily wrapped. Demons are banged up a bit. Yeah, you could really tell that sore hand bothered Strickland on that last shot that he tried to bank off the glass.
That left one's no big deal. He's right-handed. You can use that to beat on people, see?
Started to say that Mr. Alford has been suspended by the NCAA for a key game tonight, Indiana at Kentucky, because he appeared in a sorority calendar that was used to raise funds for a charity. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
You know, I don't know what kind of water they're drinking out in Shawnee, Kansas, the NCAA, but that is one of the most ridiculous things I have ever heard of in my life. I cannot believe it. If I was Bobby Knight and the Indiana Hoosiers, I would have tried to do something, file an injunction to get him to play tonight, because I just can't believe any court in the land that will allow something like that to go on. You just throw up your hands, you don't know what to do.
They have a rule that might have stemmed from a situation a couple of years ago where a Notre Dame player, football player, posed for some kind of advertisement. He didn't get any money for it, but it's either illegal and they're told they tried to clarify the rule.
If someone is profiting by it, in a profitable organization, holds over his head with a beautiful right-handed spinner off the left. Very nice move, good aggressive. I'm sure Joey likes to see that offensive rebounding, because it's been happening too much on the other end. Right place at the right time. Good move.
Beautiful shot.
What I started to say, if someone's profiting off something like that, that's fine. But when it's for a charity, leave them alone.
Lamone rips it out of there. Lightning rod, Strickland in the middle. Pulls up 8-foot jumper. Yes, he got it. They foul on the play.
It looks like he's shooting the shot put. It looks like he's throwing the shot put, just kind of throwing it up. But if he can get little baby shots like that, he's going to get away with that kind of play. And he's playing much more aggressive tonight than he did in Northern Illinois game.
Youngster with 10 assists and a 7.5-point average coming in. He's got 4 now, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. And that bad hand has bothered him at the free throw line, where he's missed 5 out of 8 attempts.
Why'd you get me started on the NCAA? You know.
Well, there has to be a governing body, but that is a ridiculous situation. Ball gets loose from this free throw. Holmes puts it up and misses. And the air from the rebound. T. Green rolls off. Oh, good. Players down at goal. And a foul is called. Here we have bodies throwing right and left.
Well, you can tell T. Green misses football, an All-American football player in Michigan. He likes to have some contact.
What a great rebound.
Oh, he just, down home in Indiana, we call it Bogarden.
6'4", he skied but he looked like he was a foot above the rim when he came down. With a chance with 2 free throws.
Flint Central High School All-American football player.
First free throw rims out. That's the first free throw he has attempted.
He shot that like a football player, didn't he?
That didn't bother you.
No, he's a pretty good shooter, though.
This is a pair of free throws, and we got a hold on Jackson going after the rebound. Well, the Demons have done very poorly at the free throw line tonight. They have missed 5. And Comedy's hit a pair. We have a timeout here. 7:41 to go in the half. And the Demons have a double here. Well, the Redbirds have found points hard to come by. 22 for Depaul, 11 Illinois State.
When you're warming up your body, we got the news. Foot Locker, got a trailer for your body. It's a sale for everybody. Come to the stride. Foot Locker, get it right for your body. The nasty fatigue and move it for real. I see this is hot. With savings at a period. Get it right for your body. Come to the strike. Foot Locker, we're having a sale.
Pedialyte.
Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Pedialyte.
Bud Light. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first thing to taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Thank you.
With everything else, if you want.
Not again.
Going somewhere? Then don't forget to take along the Sony Slimline Watchman, the super small TV with a tremendous Sony picture. Once again, it seems Sony truly deserves a great big hand.
The Sony Slimline Watchman TV is available at Precision Video.
You think Green would make a good defensive back?
Oh. Actually might be considered too small by some to play defensive back at 6'4".
We'll put him a linebacker then. Who cares?
Well, he's a great athlete. All right, here's a new face, Jeff Harris. Nice change of pace dribble drive. Looked like he double dribble, got away with it. He's a 6'4" sophomore, 5-point average. Nice shot outside. Sanders, 6 points to lead Illinois State. 22-13 now in favor of the Demons. 7:20 to go in the half. Quick with that front work by Kevin Holmes, rub off. Kennedy covered up inside, so they swing it around to Jacksonville. Post right to Memphis, back to Jackson. Tony, 15-footer off the heel. Tipped out, and Illinois State comes up with it. Anderson in the backcourt.
Tony's got to find a little better position when he throws the ball down low and they get double teamed down low. He's got to get in a better position to get that shot.
Harris pops out over the screen, misses the 15-footer, and a rebound lost by Sanders underneath, right to Strickland.
3 on 2.
In the middle, Watt, reverse dribble, underneath, Lamone Leslie tries to lift up, is off balance, Grinda. Praktic clears it out now to Anderson, coming down the left side of the dribble, shoots over Comedy. Won't go there. 2 men high in the air, and the rebound is tipped to Holmes. Here come the Demons the other way. Transition game. Strickland, shot nice, brings it up court, and a charge. Richmond tried to force it that time. The first foul.
Let's take a look at it. You call it. You got the whistle. Strickland down the lane. Looks like he tried to fade away from the basket a little bit. Little Hollywood, little contact. They'll call the offensive foul.
Foul number 6 now on the Demons. Both Bugs will be in the bonus now the rest of the way in the first half with 6.5 to go. Depaul leading by 9. Caphorn, Harris in the left corner.
2-3 zone for Depaul.
Matt Caphorn, Jeff Harris. Harris from Lawrence North High School in Indianapolis.
From there, he's got to be a shooter.
Baseline right. Sanders out there. Boy, cuts in another one, his 4th, and he was fouled on the play.
Well, Tony has a habit of getting some diddly fouls, and that was one of them. Sometimes if you pull stuff like this, see him coming over around behind, even if you don't foul him, it's unorthodox to the official. It looks kind of funny, and a lot of times they'll call a foul.
Foul number 2 on Tony Jackson. Yeah, there's somebody down there listening to our telecast and writing down notes. Derek Sanders, who had made 4 out of 4 prior to the night at the free throw line, still perfect as he knocks in a 3-point play. He's got 9 now, which is 1 more than his per-game average of 8 coming in. And this is the 5th game for the Red Birds. They defeated Southeast Missouri. Ball stolen away. Sanders almost lost it. Gets it back. Now they have a chance to cut to the 6-point lead down to 4. Sanders, 20-footer this time. In and out. Toxic has it knocked loose. It's out of bounds by the other big youngster in there, John Pemberton. The ball goes to Depaul. Well, one of the assistant coaches up there with a headset, apparently. talking to one of the reserves on the bench. I don't know whether they're calling defensive stabs or what.
Yeah, I don't know how that can be a big advantage in an instinctive game like basketball, but, maybe they'll go in at halftime and talk about some things and try to figure out what Depaul is doing to beat them. That's the only advantage it could be at halftime, I think.
Green goes in low post right to Carnegie. Dumps it right back out to Terrence Green.
Kind of CIA-like, huh?
Ramon Lampley calls for dragging the pivot, but another turnover gives it back to Illinois State. Up 22-16, the Redbirds again now with a second chance to cut this deficit to 4.
I was just giving a score from that NCAA sanctioned ball game. It's tied 32-32 Indiana-Kentucky.
Is that right? Without Scotty Alford. Steve Alford.
Good screen by Brassic.
Oh, my. Sanders knocks in another one. He's got out now.
You got to give Brassic one of those points. Good solid screen by Brassic.
11 first half points for Derek Sanders, and Tony Meyer wants a timeout. But I don't think he had one intended for this particular time frame with 5:03 to go in the half. Depaul, 22. Illinois State, 18.
This bug for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You make America work again. This bug's for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bug's for you.
Most newspapers don't have their own foreign correspondents. Most newspapers don't have a Washington bureau or keep as many columnists and local reporters on staff. But Chicago's always been known as a great newspaper town, and at the Tribune, we intend to keep it that way. A great city deserves a great newspaper, the Chicago Tribune.
Everybody wants a trouble-free car, but these trouble spots can affect your vehicle and the cost to maintain it. Toyota owners tell a different story. Every year, the leading consumer magazine compares vehicle repairs from almost 500,000 owners. Once again, owners of Toyota, cars, trucks, and vans reported the fewest repairs, making them the most trouble-free. Better than Nissan, Honda, Chevy. Get more trouble-free driving at your Toyota dealer now. Who can ask for anything more?
There's a look at some unlisted phone numbers.
Like a good thoroughbred or harness horse, Arnie can find anything. That's the man up top that's sending signals down to the bench for Illinois State. A little intrigue, huh?
Great speed. They crossed it. Thomas James and a slam jam by Dallas on a great assist from Knockbox.
Dallas has been a little quiet so far this half. I think that's his 6 points. That might get him off. Depaul now back into a man-to-man.
There is a 7-point string by Illinois State. Most of them from Derek Sanders. And we got a foul, a holding foul on the Demons, and that'll put Illinois State at the line. Tony Jackson apparently called for a grab. That didn't make Coach Joey Meyer too happy. Well, that's going to be 3 fouls on Jackson here in the first half.
You'll probably see Green or Grundy into the ball game. Grundy played a great game the other night.
Very active. At 6'6", he is from Crenshaw High School in Los Angeles, and they compare him a lot to Ty Corbin.
Boy, that's a nice comparison. They say he plays hard like Tyrone.
He's got Tyrone's little number, 23, as he comes in. So one Californian replacing another. A freshman replacing a senior here.
3 freshmen, a junior, and a senior in the ball game right now. Very, very young and inexperienced ball club in for Joey Meyer. It's 24-18.
Free throw is good by Sanders. He's 2 out of 2 tonight. 6 out of 6 on the year. That gives him 12 points, which is 4 more than his 4-game average coming in. Well, he hits another.
Well, he's got a nice shot, nice spin on the ball, nothing but nylon.
From Chicago Christian High School. He's got 13 already, and then shooting 41%. 24-20 now. The Demons' lead has been chopped in more than half. Went from 11 to 4 here. Carnegie baseline left double team. Well, Joe tipped in by Bundy, but a foul call on the shot, and Dallas will go to the free throw line.
Dallas drawing a crowd down there. He's got Brassic on him. He's got Taphorn on him. And if you look close, Let's see the guard come down there, Harris. Everybody's ganging up on Dallas now. He got a nice shot, got fouled that time. One of the things he's going to have to do is look away, hit a few people for easy hoops, and then that pressure will come off of him a little bit.
That is Blackstick's third foul. So the big guy from Illinois State is in trouble here with 4:15 to go in the half. And here's Big D, Dallas Comedies. He is perfect 3 out of 3 tonight. That gives him 7 first half points. He had 28 in the opener against Northern and 18 in that 45-point blowout at St. Francis here the other night.
Dallas is 71% free throw shooter coming in tonight.
Much better than he has been, and he's 4 for 4 tonight. That gives him 14 out of 18 on the year.
Diamond 1 press so far. Depaul not very effective using this press.
Sanders in the backcourt. Down the left side in the forecourt to John Pemberton. Jeff Harris with it to Depaul on the right side.
The press has an added effect this year because it'll cause the team to use a little time coming down the floor, and with that clock, you won't have as long to run your offense.
Try to force the ball to Mother Pemberton. He's tied it loose on the floor, and the ball will go to Illinois State the moment of possession. First down ball since the opener was controlled by the Demons.
Let me ask you a question. You like that rule?
No, I just didn't see the officials throw it up, but I think the reason that they changed it was because there were so many bad tosses. I can't think of anything else except it evens it up.
Too bad it don't make it good. I think that's a great part of the ball game.
First, you had an 8-foot center, and you were jumping against the 4'5" opposition.
Hey, a lot of times the taps aren't one at the 2 guys that are jumping. It's all the rotation that's going on outside, and I think that's a bad rule.
That one got you a pivot, but a turnover for the Redbirds, and the Demons get it back, leading by 6 here with 3:42 to go in the half. 26-20 Depaul. Our next telecast, Tuesday night, the Broncos of Western Michigan, who upset Depaul by a point at Kalamazoo last year, will be the opposition here Tuesday night.
And really got all their players back, too, that they used the second half of the season.
And then Thursday night, Guy Lewis and the Houston Cougars will host the Demons. Baseline jumper by Kevin Hall. Good. Nice shot. Point for home.
Illinois State doing a good job helping each other defensively. Depaul still getting good shots off. Their big men are doing a nice job of getting good position to get that ball down low.
Depaul, started by Strickland, upset by Green. It is back to Sanders. It's blocked by Comedy. And we got a foul in the backcourt.
Well, that was a good foul by Illinois State because it stopped a 3-on-1 fast break.
Number 1 on Sanders, and of course the Demons will walk down to the right end to shoot the 1 and bonus.
Referees make that call instinctively, but if they had just a second to think, you almost take something away from the offensive team, the team that got the turnover when you make a quick call like that, but really there's nothing you can do.
Terrence Green, 0 for 2 tonight, hits his first free throw of Depaul. He had not tried one until this the third game. That's his third point.
Take a look at Jeff Harris when he boxes out the shooter. He's been very aggressive both times on Comedies and that time on Green.
Terrence Green hits the pair. He's got 4, and the Demons now stretch that lead to 10. Full court press being used, but they handle it. Harris walked as he got the ball across the timeline. Double team. No call was made. Ball knocked loose. Depaul gets it back underneath. Lost out of bounds and a foul call. As Pemberton was hacked across the arm, and it looked like Lundy got it. He's Stanley's first foul.
Illinois State struggled getting the ball up the floor. The man did walk the double dribble in the backcourt. He dropped the ball and picked it up. You thought you had to travel here. But regardless of all that, they got a foul on the play, and Pemberton will go to the line to shoot 1 in the bonus.
University of Illinois will host Utah State in the final of their holiday tournament tonight. That'll be the third basketball game that they've watched on Channel 9 today.
But they're not going there to do that, right?
Okay. Pemberton missed the free throw. The ball with the rebound. This afternoon, of course, Tigger's crew, the Irish of Notre Dame, beat Gene Sullivan's Loyola Ramblers 71-58 in South Bend. Strickland to the left side, Rohrhofer into the right. We got a jamming foul underneath on the rebound. It's going against Kevin Holmes. Over the top of it, too, against Kevin, who, of course, also from Los Angeles, as is Stanley Grundy, although Kevin's alma mater is Grover Cleveland High School.
Strickland, you can see him struggling within himself. He almost doesn't want to take that shot because he knows he's got a shot, put it up there, but yet, when it comes in the flow, you almost have to take it or everybody else gets out of sync.
Derek Sanders with 13 first-half points. Oh, now they move him out of there. It's going to be Tony Hollifield. Who came in as the second leading scorer.
Little sneak play.
Yeah.
That's a good shooter trying to go to the line.
Well, Hollifield misses the first one. He does not get the second one, but he gets the rebound back. That's two on the front end of a 1-on-1 that Illinois State has missed here. 2.5 minutes to go in the half. They fall by 10.
Lively as Grundy was in the game the other night, he hasn't done much yet tonight. Maybe playing a little timid because tonight is not a blowout.
Harris out front to Anderson. Left side to Sanders. Jumper from the left side. He bangs in a 12-footer, and he has 15 first-half points. Where did he come from?
I don't know, but I think I'd put Kevin Holmes on him and stick him man-to-man and don't let him even see the ball.
8 points to Paul lead. Strickland to Green. Tries to go inside to Kevin Holmes. Tipped by Hollifield. Tipped out of bounds.
Well, two wrongs don't make a right.
That's right. There should have been a foul on it, and nobody tipped that ball from Illinois State, but they'll give it to Depaul. They didn't call a foul. So Terrence Green baseline right will inbound it for the Demons.
This play's called pick on the picker. They didn't do a very good job on it, but Holmes supposedly supposed to the back screen on the man on the free throw line and then get picked. He's usually open on that play if he does it right.
Strickland on the left side. Now Green at the point. They got a push away from the ball, and is that going to be Jackson, or that's going to be Hollifield?
I think that was from the last play.
Hollifield shoving Kevin Holmes. Holmes with 6 first-half points will shoot the one at the moment. He's made 2 out of 3 this year, 67%. He was averaging an even 10 points coming into this, the third game for Depaul. That's twice and 5 rebounds a game for Kevin Holmes in his senior year. He has 6 points tonight. This is his first 5 from the strike.
Well, everybody was in way too early that time and no call.
Well, neither team hitting free throws worth a darn. Comedies 4 out of 4 is about it. 30 to 22. Depaul leading, 1:40 to go in the half. Sanders with 15 out front to Harris. Anderson on the left wing. Depaul stays in that zone. Harris steps into the top of the circle, and the ball is kicked out of bounds by Lightning Rod Strickland. So Illinois State will get it, and here comes Lamone in, replacing Kevin Holmes for the final minute and a half.
Now, that's defensive violation. The clock will be reset. That is a violation. That is not just the ball going out of bounds. If there's a little tumble for the ball and it goes out of bounds, no possession, the clock will stay where it was.
A little different, isn't it, in the NBA?
They do it a little bit different, but
so they get a 10-second if it's well below 10. And back and over. Although the ball looked like it was tipped on the Demons, they called over and back against William Anderson and Illinois State.
He didn't argue. I thought he did a nice tip-to-toe there, but no argument came, so he must have been over.
Demons with an 8-point lead now with the ball.
Demons haven't really executed their offense very well since about the first 10 minutes of the ball game. It has shown in their scoring pattern.
Mark Cox will check in a moment for Bob Donowald in Illinois State. Allergy's 15-foot jumper. Yeah, he's got 10.
Good move. Good downstream by T. Green. Just got Dallas open for a second. With Dallas' confidence, he's going to put it up.
I don't think he's missed more than one shot here in the first half. He's got 10. 32-22 to Paul. Anderson at the point.
Now there's 45 left on the regular clock and 30 on the shot clock. That'll be a 15 difference. So they'll probably hold the ball until the shot clock runs down.
Harris to Anderson. Sanders on the right wing. Got to Anderson.
Now that is the main clock. That is not the shot clock. The shot clock has about 10 left.
Yep. Jeff Harris, baseline jumper, hits the corner of the glass. Yanked out of there by Grundy. Ball not close. Sanders tips it, dive for it, was out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call a loose ball foul on Strickland. My, that means Sanders will go to the free throw line. Rod Strickland's second foul.
Well, if he's pushed, if Strickland pushed up Joyce by half, he likes to see the aggressiveness, but he didn't want to see the foul.
20 seconds left to go in the half. Depaul by 10. And here comes Todd Starks, number 33, back in for the Redbirds of Illinois State.
Well, fundamentally, you don't think you're going to play defense again. I mean, you are going to play defense only because Joey will hold the ball for one shot. So he's going to get his best defensive players in the ballgame if he can.
And that's the number 10 in red. 6'1 freshman from Allen Park, Michigan. Mark Cox, who has started a couple of games. I don't know if he's in there now. And first of the 2 free throws for Sanders is good. He has made 4 out of 5. And has 16 first-half points, which is double his scoring average.
I think we'll see Joey Myers stick Kevin Holmes on him in the second half. right from the beginning. Kevin did such a nice job on Brassic, not allowing him to get the ball because he is quick, he is strong, and Kevin does play good defense.
Yeah, Brassic hasn't scored a point this game. If Sanders knocks in another free throw, he has got 17 first half points, and has kept Illinois State in it. Depaul leading 32-24.
And Donald probably taking him out of the game, even though he's only got one foul. Doesn't want him to get another one.
Strickland to the right side. 13 seconds to go in the half. Cross court to Terrence Green. He's Green with it. 7 seconds to go in the half. Hits out of bounds. Depaul will maintain control, leading by 8 with 6 seconds to go. Green will trigger it.
You want to be careful you don't get a foul on a follow-up here because Illinois State is in the bonus.
Both teams in the bonus. Strickland with it, left side. Going to have to hurry. Take the jumper. Hangs, double pump, hits the back of the glass. Hits in after the play.
It'll be DePaul's ball because it was blocked on the play.
Baseline left. Now.
No, it's DePaul's ball. The ball was hit on the play.
Eric Harmon said, no, I said DePaul, and I mean DePaul. Chris Babcock knows that Eric Harmon means what he said.
1 second to go.
All right, it'll be Terrence Green, baseline left. Inbound pass, Comedy flipped it. Nobody got the handle on it. No shot. Well, at the end of the first half here, Depaul was somewhat of a problem in the second 10-minute segment. They got up to a quick early start against the Redbirds, and Illinois State battled back with Derek Sanders leading the way. And at halftime, it's 32-24. Blue Demons will be back with a quick wrap-up of the first half right after this.
You're not just another thing.
Okay, 8 bags. All check to Baltimore.
Along the way to another day.
Just one way. I'm not going to come back and see me, huh?
No, but that's a new truck. We're moving.
You're the pride of United Friendly Sky.
Then you'd like to see by the window.
I can wait to buy my friend Stephen Bentley. In Baltimore.
Sure do.
Are there any little girls there?
There are lots
So many ways to fly us. We're united, standing by us.
Hey, guess what?
Today I'm giving a special tour of the cockpit to children who are moving to Baltimore.
So before you go, my friend, we want you to know, my friend.
Is this Baltimore? Please look here.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly sky.
McDonald's new with DLC could be the best hamburger
Michael Jordan in action on your school folder. Only 49 cents. Go for it at McDonald's.
32-24, the Blue Demons leading Illinois State Redbirds at halftime. DePaul had a 22-11 lead, and then it kind of mellowed away as Derek Sanders had put up quite a few shots early. Got hot, and he has scored 17 of Illinois State's 24 halftime points.
Well, Joey likes to go in that zone when he gets ahead, and I'm not too sure that's what I do. I think I'd get even more aggressive and try to shake this young Illinois State ball club up. I think, again, as I mentioned right before the half, you'll probably see Holmes come out and play Sanders in the second half real tough. He did a great job on Brassic. Very frustrated, got 3 fouls, didn't score. Did a halfway decent job rebounding, Brassic did, but other than that, he's been totally out of the game, and that might be the difference because it isn't only an 8-point ball game.
That's true. Leading the way for the Demons at halftime, Dallas Common used a very quiet but effective first half. He got a total of 10 points, and I don't think he missed more than one shot. Malone Lashley, starting in the middle tonight in place of Marty Embry, got 6. And the rest of the Demons are pretty well balanced with 4 to 2 points apiece.
I like the job Strickland's done. He's done a nice job controlling the ball club tonight. He does have the bad finger. He's having trouble shooting. I'm sure that frustrates him and probably mentally affects the rest of his game. But he has run some nice fast breaks and brought the ball back out when things get kind of jumbled up. So he's done a pretty good job here tonight, and I'm sure Joey so far is happy with that.
All right, the Demons trying to make it 3-0 in the new campaign, leading by 8 here at halftime. We'll be back with the Joey Meyer halftime show right after this.
Give me a light.
Bud Light. If you just ask for a light here,
Hey, can I have a light?
oh, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So you want the less filling light beer with the first thing in the tank. Don't just ask for a light. Play light. Ask them to bring out their best. Is everything else? Light.
Your Honor, I represent the plaintiff.
This screen here represents just part of the municipal bond inventory. Right. You'll find most good firms have these unique characteristics as part of their culture.
Education that works, is the theme, method, and goal of Depaul University. For example, many senior law students handle actual cases in court. Undergrads can serve hands-on internships at the kinds of organizations that interest them, or receive an expert and personal head start toward career success through the mentor program. All Depaul students work hard in classes, of course, and whatever the major, even when it's as technical as computer science, every Depaul education is well-rounded by a foundation of liberal arts and enriched by personalized attention. DePaul University, education that works.
At Depaul, we also work at winning. Let's go!
It's halftime, and welcome to the Joey Meyer Show. Well, Coach, coming into the ballgame with Illinois State tonight, you'd won the first two ball games. Almost blew a lead against Northern again for the second straight year, but I thought the team showed a lot more intensity in polishing off St. Francis the other night.
They really did, and that's something we talked about at halftime in St. Francis game, because it was very similar to Northern in the sense that we had the game, we were up 12 points, and we just didn't seem to put them away. And in St. Francis second half, we went out with more intensity, and that's what gets strive for. We got to do it for 40 minutes, just not in spurts.
I know, a 45, 47-point victory maybe looks a little outside in the paper, but as a coach, you like to have a few of those games early so that you can play everybody. I think it's a big morale booster to the ball club to get everybody in.
It really is, and those second-team players work so hard. Kevin Golden and Andy and people like that, Andy Locke, they've been playing so hard and working so hard. It's great to see them get out and play, and they can play, and they showed it a little bit. And it was really good for a freshman like Stanley Runyon to get some time, to get some real quality time, and show he's got some skills.
And, of course, Ramon Lapley, senior co-captain, got a career high of 17, and that's got to make him smile and maybe make him just be a little tougher the next time out.
I think so. There's no substitute for getting out there and playing. I mean, that's what they come here for. That's what they play basketball for, is to play in front of the crowd and to have everybody have the opportunity. It's just a good feeling, as you said, and I think the whole team feels good about it. And I've said it since day one, this team has good chemistry. I think they enjoy each other, they enjoy playing with each other, and we just got to continue that.
Number 35 has got to make you most happy right now. He's averaging 23 points a game, 11.5 rebounds. He had 6 block shots, I think, and 6 assists the other night. But it appears that Dallas Comagese is going to be the force this year that you had hoped.
We were going to take it, we talked about a lot before the year, taking it game by game. And if any first two games or any indication, he's played super the first two games. His intensity level has been good, but even more importantly, his enthusiasm and his leadership has been good. And he's shown an awful lot to an awful lot of people, and he's going to show that every game.
Dallas Comagese is with us. Dallas, you're the only member of the junior class in this ball club. You've got to be very happy with your first two ball games.
Yes, I'm very happy with my first two ball games. I think I'm going out there playing with great intensity and a lot of enthusiasm. Just let myself know that I can play basketball, and hopefully I can get this team up and we can just carry this on through the season.
You come from a very basketball-rich tradition in Philadelphia, a Catholic high school. What induced you to come all the way out to Chicago to come to DePaul?
Basically, I want to come out here to play on national TV and get a good academic background, so I figured if I come out here, this is the best place for me.
Was there a lot of talk about the Blue Demons when you were playing high school ball, or did it more or less come to your attention when they started paying attention to you?
Basically, I was always a DePaul fan, especially when Mark and Terry was here, and hopefully I just want to come here and be a part of that.
You're a junior now, as we mentioned, and you've had 2 years under your belt. Have you assumed personally a more of a solid leadership role among this club with some of the younger players?
Basically, what I think I can do, I think I can go out there and hopefully guide these guys in the right direction and show some signs of leadership. So I figure if I just go out there and do necessary things for us to win, that everything will be okay.
Goals. Sometimes we set them, sometimes we can't live up to them. Honest assessment of your first 2 years at DePaul. Did you accomplish what you had hoped you'd accomplish when you came here?
Well, my first 2 seasons here at DePaul, I wasn't too thrilled about, what had happened. I think this year what I can do is go out there and be a more intense and more relaxed ball player. And hopefully, we can just look past the first 2 years and just look on to the future from now on.
I think we all know now that to get through a 25, 30, and sometimes 35 and close to 40 game schedule,
without more than 1 or 2 losses is going to be almost impossible with the balance that we have now in the game.
Yeah, basically all the teams in college right now, so talent is going to be real hard for anybody to go through the season with maybe 1 or 2 losses. I think teams are probably going to the playoffs with maybe 4 or 5 losses. And I think Depaul just has to hold their head up and go out there and just continue to work hard.
Well, young man, you keep playing the way you're doing now, and you're going to be a lot of wins.
Thank you, man.
Coach, got a busy week next week, Western Michigan. We all know what happened up there last year. And, of course, we got a game down in Houston, so that's kind of an unusual one for you.
It really isn't. And the one thing I've tried to do, even as a coach, and I've stressed this with the team a lot, is the fact that we're not going to look ahead. And the only game that our team needs to be concerned about is Illinois State, and that's all I'm concerned about. And that's what we got to do is take them one game at a time. And we come out with the enthusiasm and intensity, we're going to be all right. And I think Dee hit on a real key point is the fact that we are going to lose some games, and how we bounce back is really important because we just can't get down on ourselves. We got to come out to play hard every game.
Let's go out there and get those Redbirds in the second half.
Sounds good to me.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
Welcome back to the Horizon here in Rosemont, where Depaul leads Illinois State 32-24 at halftime. I have a special guest with us, the commissioner of the Missouri Valley Conference, Jim Haney. And Jim, you know, the Missouri Valley has kind of got lost a little bit. You know, you got the Creightons, the Wichita States, the Bradleys. You got a great tradition there, but it's kind of got lost with a lot of TV exposure to a lot of other conferences.
It's really true. Being a basketball fanatic for many years back, really the Missouri Valley is the birthplace of college basketball. Just this past year, we had 3 players drafted in the first round, 2 in the first 5 picks, so the quality is still there, but you're right, so it kind of dropped out of the exposure market. We're trying to get that back right now.
What are some of the things that the Missouri Valley is doing to promote its conference and its schools?
Well, one, we're certainly working to try to get some television exposure, and we're planning to have some games on ESPN this year, and hopefully